Like, literally, it's just us doing our own thing, right? He's Ro.
She's Meg.
It's Meg and Ro in the morning. Good morning.
Buenos dias.
I'm Megan, and this episode of Meg and Ro in the morning is brought to you by Jalisco's Breakfast Tacos. It's not. We're not sponsored. I just had them again for breakfast.
Nice.
And if you're a longtime listener, you know I have a problem with breakfast tacos.
Just a little problem.
Just a little problem. Also, there's no Mexican Coke. Again, I think I mentioned this in the breakfast taco episode, but if you find a case of Mexican Coke, you can send them to 302 Mantooth Avenue, Lufkin, Texas, 75904. That's Black Spot Tattoo Company.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're gone.
Yeah, they're out.
They're gone
Except
forever, I guess.
Bye-bye.
They're not at Sam's Club. They're not at my breakfast taco place. They're not at Berkshire's. They're not at H-E-B. I haven't checked La Michoacana yet, but
They're not there.
They're probably not there.
They're just not there.
Like, there's Jarritos. That's soda.
Those are always there.
But I haven't seen any Coca-Cola de Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So
on this side of the podcast is brought to you by, not really, but big shout out to them because they have amazing breakfast items.
Sophie's. If you're watching the video version, you can see that there is a donut in front of us.
Yeah, previous episode we had a donut. It was a blue donut with also kind of like the rainbow sour
the
thing.
airheads strips.
Whatever. That candy was on it. Very customized rainbow. Very good looking donut. So good looking you don't want to eat it, but we're gonna eat it after this.
Yeah, so. I'm starting to get hungry. I haven't had lunch yet, and it looks really good.
Oh yeah.
This episode is gonna be about video games. This is a general video game episode. We're gonna do more like focused episodes later. It's just that Ro and I both realized that we needed to replay the games that we wanted to talk about.
Yes.
And he has no way to play those games at the moment.
Yeah. It's a brief backstory.
Right.
I have not owned a gaming console since 2016 because I had moved out of my parents' house and moved to Houston for tech school.
Right.
And when I went to tech school, I focused on work and school, and that was it. So I have not owned a console myself since 2016. But I have been gaming in between friend's house here and there. I have not stopped gaming.
Yes, he just doesn't have a console.
Correct.
And the games that he wants to play are not very easily accessible.
Correct.
Thanks, Nintendo. You want to get on, porting Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess and Wind Waker
it's
and Majora's Mask
man. You can figure
to
it out.
the Switch. I said Majora's Masks. It's just one mask. There are many masks in the game, though. So yeah, generally talking about video games. Ro, when did you start playing video games?
I remember crystal clear. The age was around 10 to 12 when I first picked up a controller.
That seems a little late.
Seems a little late. That's the truth.
What
PS1,
controller? Okay.
PS1 game was called Driver.
Okay.
And that was the coolest game I had ever played till this day. The basis of the game, you get in this car and you do missions. You never step foot outside the car. It's just the car itself. But there is a character in the car. Okay. They call him Driver. And very first game I ever played. Very, very first game.
The first PlayStation is the gray one, right?
It's either gray. Yeah, it was gray.
Right.
The original was gray.
And you put a disc in it.
Yeah, opened up from the top. You push it, and the little clamshell opens up.
Right.
Slide your disc in, close the clamshell. You pray that it wasn't scratched.
So I have been playing games. Well, that would not be fair to say. I was going to say I've been playing games since I was in the womb. Because my mom has always been a video game player. From the time that the very first Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda, for the Nintendo Entertainment System, she has been playing games. And when she was pregnant with me, she had gotten a Game Boy Color. It was the purple one. Ooh. And it had a couple games on it. Nice. She liked to play Tetris, and she would play that while she was pregnant with me. They had a Nintendo 64 that my dad had gotten from his groomsmen. They got married in 1998. I was born in 1999. And then also when she was like, when I was born into the world and she was breastfeeding me, she would have a boppy pillow, and a boppy pillow is like a C-shaped pillow that goes around your middle, and you lay the baby there for support.
That's cool.
And she would breastfeed me while playing video games.
That's awesome.
And so video games have always been a part of my life. We were one of the first people to get a Wii. When that came out in 2000, it was either 2005 or 2006.
I'll put it up here because it was so long ago.
And my mom got one. She got one. She went to Target. It was like one of the last ones on the shelf. And oh my gosh, like I just remember my entire childhood. I grew up playing video games, whether it be on the Nintendo 64, the GameCube, the Wii, Xbox. Like that's just been a huge part of my life throughout my life. So we're in a Nintendo family, definitely. My uncles had an Xbox and an Xbox 360, but it wasn't until this year that we purchased a PlayStation 3, so that way I could play Kingdom Hearts and Persona. So
Sony all the way. I like Sony. I don't know. The controller feels nice. The games are cool. It's kind of fun.
Do you remember the Nintendo 64 controller?
Oh my god! It was awkward. Third. It was weird.
Okay, for those watching the video, you can watch it on Facebook or YouTube. It was like, how do you even describe it?
Right here. Okay. Left side. The controller. It was a normal controller.
Right.
For the most part.
And then in the middle.
Until you get down to the joystick. And the joystick is like right there in the middle, and it's like, how do I hold this? Because
and it's also like 3-pronged. Like there are 3 places to hold it.
Oh yeah,
so there was like the one side, there was the left side, the right side, and then there was a thing in the middle that you could hold on to.
Yeah, it was like a 3-legged controller.
It was so weird.
Left side was traditional arrow keys. Right side was traditional letter keys, but this one had the analog stick in the middle, and some just had it there for decoration. It never really worked on some controllers. It was like a prototype. It
was so weird. I'm so glad they did away with that when the GameCube came out. You had a GameCube, right?
I had a GameCube, yes.
What did you play on your GameCube?
I played Windbreaker.
Windbreaker?
Yeah.
You mean Wind Waker?
Wind Waker, sorry, yes.
Waking the Winds.
Yes, yeah. I don't know. I thought... Anyway,
you did a good job.
Wind Waker, yes. I also played Sunshine, Mario Sunshine.
Oh, I've never played that one.
That was... See, the thing is, GameCube graphics... was like ahead of its time.
Oh, definitely. Nintendo has always been ahead of its time.
I'm just like, yo, there's no way this GameCube is putting out 4K quality. It was not 4K quality,
but
it looked like 4K quality. I was like, yo, that is insane. I also played Soul Calibur,
right?
Very good fighting game. I also played Luigi's Haunted Mansion.
Ooh, you would like that one for the Switch.
And also played Super Smash Bros.
Who didn't play
Okay,
Smash?
Who didn't? Yeah, if you have not played Super Smash Bros. And at least lost countless times, then you have not played the game.
Exactly.
You have not played the game. But that's where I started off. Where did you start off? Or what did you have?
I mean, the thing that I remember playing the most when I was a little kid, because at some point my parents gave the N64 to my 2 youngest uncles, Jonathan and Steven. Jonathan's 4 years older than me. Steven's 6 years older than me.
Okay.
And so we would play the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube at their house, but at our house, like I said, I was 5 or 6 when the Wii came out, and that is what I grew up playing.
Nice.
It was Wii Sports Resort, Wii Play, Twilight Princess, Wii Music was a thing that I don't think... Wii
Music, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it was a thing where you played different instruments. We got this Legend of Zelda Collector's game that had Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, and a demo for Wind Waker. And it was a GameCube disc, but the Wii was backwards compatible, so you could play both Wii discs and GameCube discs on it. But yeah, the Wii is the thing that I remember playing the most as a little kid. My brother and I, we would sit next to each other. And you remember the nunchuck that the Wii had?
Oh, yeah.
So he would hold the Wii, like the Wiimote.
Yeah.
And I would hold the nunchuck, and that's how we would play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. He was like 4 or 5. I was 5 or 6. And so I would control the movement, and he would like...
swing the sword.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know how we did that. Like, thinking back as an adult, I literally don't know how we managed to coordinate that well.
And without fighting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there were times where he would take over or I would take over.
Right.
Xander's been playing video games for as long as me, but he's younger than me. So
I remember I would play with somebody. It was like a cousin, not a cousin. I was the youngest cousin. With like my nephews, and like, hey, you want to play? Yeah, and I would disconnect their PS2 controller, PS3. Now PS3 is wireless. PlayStation 2 controller, and have them play.
Oh, we did that with Ava.
Yeah.
So Ava, my little sister, she is 8 years younger than me, 6 years younger than my brother, and when she was like a little toddler, like she wanted to be a part of it too. Yeah, but there were a lot of games that like she couldn't play because she was too young. So we would just give her a Wiimote and she would feel like she was playing. But she did start playing Mario Kart by the time when she could hold a controller.
Okay.
She would play Wii Mario Kart with us.
Nice.
Which is so cute. Just imagine, Ava's a teenager now.
What is your all-time favorite game? It does not matter what year it came out. You can play endlessly without having to like get irritated by it.
Oh my god.
Mine off the bat is Guitar Hero. I loved Guitar Hero.
Oh,
I've owned 1, 2, 3. I've owned Rock Band. I've owned the World Tour one. Aerosmith.
I played that one on the Nintendo DS. They had a Guitar Hero for the Nintendo DS.
But yeah, Rock Band. Not Rock Band, Guitar Hero, mainly Guitar Hero. And I remember it was like a super, super hot game because they had like competitions of Guitar Hero to see who was the best Guitar Hero player out there. And I was like, oh my goodness. I just love that game so much.
If you held a gun to my head and you made me choose just one game, that one game for me would probably have to be The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Nice.
And people are going to be like, but what about Breath of the Wild? No, it's Twilight Princess. That game formed me. I don't know how many times I've replayed it. It's countless at this point. I played it when we had the Wii. I played it when we had the Wii U. When it comes out on the Switch, hopefully, please, Nintendo, I will be playing it again. That is my favorite game of all time. Very close after that would probably be like Minecraft, I guess. So,
what is the what's like an honorable mention for your favorite game?
Oh, Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64.
I haven't played that.
It's so cute. I mean, for me, like I said, video games were such a huge part of my life growing up. And so, like, I have so many fond memories of playing with my brother or playing with my uncles or playing with my whole family because, like, you know, when you had Wii Sports, like, everybody was over at your house playing bowling. Oh, my God.
Thank goodness for Nintendo bringing out the Wii.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that was a legit multiplayer game.
It was a family
multiplayer console.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it was legitimately made for families, you know?
It was the best thing ever
So,
made.
yeah, Twilight Princess, Minecraft, Yoshi's Story. Not necessarily in that order. But Yoshi's Story, I've replayed that as well. It's so cute.
My honorable mention has to be God of War. A lot of Greek history. Not accurate history, but you learn some Greek mythology in that game. I like games that can teach you stuff. So like God of War taught you some Greek mythology. Right. Assassin's Creed taught you about history. Guitar Hero taught you music. Right. And different bands. And I'm like, oh snap. Now that, thank goodness I played that game because now I know about other bands and their iconic songs. I'm like, oh, he plays that, or he plays that, or she plays that. Very, very cool games. Yeah. But if I had to fall into a category, I just like just racing games in general. I'm wearing a skull with a turbo inside of it for all the viewers on Facebook and YouTube. I just like the automotive car games. They're pretty cool. So do you like Mario Kart? Oh my goodness. I will make my friends cry because I was in first so many times. That's a little overboard. Who did you main in Mario Kart? Okay, so when I was little, I don't know who I would be now, probably Yoshi. But when I was little, I loved playing as Daisy because Daisy had red hair like me. Oh, she did, huh? Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah. Oh, snap, I forgot about that. Like, or Rosalina. Rosalina. She was in Mario Kart Wii. Yeah, I'll always like Toad because I like to not choose the main character. Cause that's a little overboard. Everyone's like, "Oh, my favorite character is Mario or Luigi."
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Toad, he's like an underground king. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's not noticed enough. He's the GOAT. You know, he should be noticed.
I watched this video recently about like how Toad's voice has changed
Oh my goodness.
over the years, because in Mario Kart 64 he's like, ow, wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
But then like
Yeah.
now his voice sounds like he smokes 1,000 cigarettes a day. And there's that, I need to find that TikTok and send it to you, but there's a TikTok of, I don't know if we can put it in this video, but there's this song, like part in a Doja Cat song.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that one called Ain't Sh.
Yeah.
And there's a part where she sounds like Toad screaming. It's so funny. Like I said, I don't think that we can put that up because it has explicit language, but if y'all are on TikTok, you might know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Toad's really cute. I like him.
Yeah, he's my. And then right now, I stopped playing the PS4. That's where I stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, because I sold it to my brother. So backstory: I have two older brothers. One's 32, 34, and the other one's 30. They were also into racing games. So because I watched them play it, I got a hold of it. I started playing it. So we're basically, the three of us are like car fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
And still to this day, we're car fanatics. But apart from that, they started playing, and then the oldest one, he started to play Resident Evil. And Resident Evil was pretty cool too, because it was like a bunch of zombies and lots of missions, and like it was like a series of games that I liked a lot. That was one. But they started to play, what did they start to play? N64. And on that game they started to play Doom. Doom 64.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Because you switched really quickly from talking about the PS4 to the N64.
Yeah. So I did. I went everywhere. But anyway,
It's okay.
because of my brothers, I started to game. And then now I'm going back to the PS4 because I sold it back to my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it off of him, and then I sold it back to him. And then now he has 3 little kids. You know, he has an oldest son, then he has a middle daughter, then a youngest son.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they're slowly going to start gaming, but they're starting at the PS4. And it's like crazy how you started at the Wii, I started at the PS1.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my older brothers started at the Super Nintendo.
Right.
And I'm just like, it's crazy how each gen starts at a different gen of console.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, that's crazy how my little nephew is starting at the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
He would hate the PS1.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, there's not enough graphics. Why is the frame rate 180? No, why is the frame rate 720? Why isn't it 1080? Dude,
Yeah.
do you know about 360 or about 140? You don't know about
Right.
140 frames per second, man. This is.
What's really funny to me is that you're gonna have to buy like a used Wii U to be able to play Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker and all the Zelda games, because we're big Zelda people. But like I said, the Switch has not ported those games over.
And I know I'm still a Zelda fan because my text messages as the tone of when you get a treasure.
Right. So luckily for you, Wii U was not a very beloved console, so you're going to be able to find one for real cheap at the local game store.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we're going to be over on that side of town when I go to get a smoothie. Do you want to pop in and look and see what the prices are?
Yes.
Okay. Don't put your lips on my microphone. No. Stop it. He was about to kiss my microphone. Don't do that. Not my microphone, his microphone, but they're my microphones. Well, they're not my microphones. They're Payne Points microphones. My brother and I, we shared a 3DS at one point. We had a Nintendo DS at one point that was given to us.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, she would not get into Minecraft for the longest time.
Me either.
Because of the graphics.
The graphics are cool. They're 8-bit, but they're really cool.
She was like, I hate 8-bit. That's what I grew up on. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Because I know that Ocarina of Time, like the graphics are really outdated if you're not playing the HD version.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's nostalgic for me. Like I still like playing those old 8-bit games.
Oh, yeah.
They bring back so much joy, and like games were simpler back then in a way, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, like, I mean, I'll replay like the old Zelda because it's like nostalgic, but I think it looks terrible. And she's all about aesthetics now, which I think is so fun. Because like I'm more about the story, like what kind of story and gameplay is there, rather than what the graphics are.
I like when mobile games do 8-bit graphics. Like there's one, it's not really 8-bit, but it's called Dan the Man. It's a mobile game you can find on the App Store, and it's really cool. Like it's kind of 8-bit, kind of not. It's just a really fun game.
In 2015, a game was released on Steam called Undertale. And it was created by a guy named Toby Fox. Shout out to Toby. I don't know him. I just think he's a cool guy. And it is like 8-bit, right? Like it's all pixely.
Right.
And I was telling my mom, I was like, I think that you'd really like the story and the gameplay of Undertale. And she took one look at the graphics and was like, no. I was like, Mom, like you can't write it off. And she was like, why is somebody making 8-bit games
in 2015?
In 2015. And I'm like, Mom, like it's an aesthetic, like it's a stylization choice.
Yeah.
Like some games I think wouldn't work in a 3D environment. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, of course. 100%. 100%.
I mean, I think that Mario, like a side scroller, right? Because they have like 3D Mario or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so much more charming in an 8-bit form.
Which there was a Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy, right?
It was a 3D style, and I kind of didn't like it because it was a 3D style. I mean, the graphics were cool, the gameplay was cool, the storyline was awesome, but because I grew up playing with the side swipe Mario, just like run, jump, smash shell, throw shell, get coin, get mushroom, and it's like, oh hey, we're going to the different galaxies, we're going to start traveling to different places, and all this 3D animation. I'm just like, yo, there's a lot going on in this game. Right. That should be super simple, but the game is nonetheless is pretty cool and really awesome.
Right. I can't wait until you're able to get a Switch and you can play Breath of the Wild. Wait, we have a Nintendo Switch literally here at the office. You could literally make your own profile and start playing Breath of the Wild here at the office in your downtime.
Oh yeah, I have what's that game called? Animal Crossing.
We also have Animal Crossing. Yeah. So everybody bully Ro to go play Breath of the Wild in his downtime. I'm not even going to be here for the next 2 days.
I have to edit.
After you get all your editing done, what are you going to do?
I'm going to edit for 2 days.
You're going to edit for 2 days. That's fine. I'll make sure that you have the audio you need. My video game experience has, I mean, like I said, when I was little, it was mostly like Nintendo products. And then as I got older, I started to play on my PC a little bit more. When I was 14 or 15, I started playing Team Fortress 2. It's on Steam. It's free.
Nice.
I loved playing Team Fortress 2. Oh my god, that's another video game I forgot to mention. Roller Coaster Tycoon, Age of Empires, like those kinds of old style games. I loved playing when I was a kid with like my aunts and uncles.
On the PC?
On the PC, yeah.
To me, PC seemed foreign up until last year.
Really?
Yes.
What were you playing on PC?
No, like the concept of playing on the computer was foreign to me up until last year, 2020.
Weird.
Because good friend of mine, big old homeboy, he built one and he started to game on it. And then I started to play on it whenever I would go to his house. I'm like, dude, this is so cool. The graphics are like instant. Like it's there, right?
Those graphics cards cost so much.
Yeah, so much money. But he had Xbox and PlayStation games. I was like, oh my goodness. I've always wanted to play this game, but it was only shown off on the Xbox, and now I get to play it with a PlayStation controller on a PC. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, it was super cool. Amazing. And now I kind of want everything. You know, I want a PC, I want a PlayStation, I want Nintendo products. Well, I'm gonna get Nintendo products, but nonetheless, I'm getting back into gaming slowly but surely because I have more free time now that we're doing this at our location. Right.
And, you know, we have a fun job.
Yeah, we do have
not a corporate job. I was about to say, I'm really having a hard time not cursing on this podcast today.
Same here.
I started playing Persona 4. Persona 4 Golden. It came out on Steam last year, and so I started playing that. I only finished it this year. But then on the PlayStation 3, I've been playing Persona 3. We have Persona 5 for the PlayStation 3. I tried to play Kingdom Hearts, was really, really bad at Kingdom Hearts, so instead I just watched the cutscenes. But I honestly don't game on my PC that much anymore, just because I like having, like, for example, I was replaying Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U this year, and I liked being able to, like, put, like, a show on in the background and then, like, have my gamepad and, like, snuggle up in bed, you know, and be able to have something, you know, because we're Gen Z. We have to have like a million things going on at once.
Oh yeah, and it's like any normal room. My mom will get on to me. I'll be on Twitter, for example, or Instagram, and I'll have the movie playing in the background. She's like, "Are you watching a movie or on your phone?" I'm like, "I'm doing both at the same time."
Yeah, exactly.
I just need one to be in the background of the other in case something boring happens. I can switch. I get bored of one thing, switch instantly. There is no lag time.
If we got the budget and we had the following, Ro, what console would you want to give away?
I would like to give away
a Nintendo Switch.
No,
that's my answer.
Okay, that's your answer. Nintendo Switch. I would want to give away a PSP Go.
Why?
Because in my honest opinion, Sony released that console, that handheld, way too early.
Oh, that's fair.
They released it way too early, and I feel like it would make more sense now to release the PSP Go, now that the Nintendo Switch is out, and now that they should have released it after the 3DS, but before the Switch.
I don't disagree with that, actually. I was confused for a second at your answer, but I agree.
Yeah, they're way too early.
So if we have that kind of a budget, let us know what kind of console you would like us to give away. If we have to go through our guy Sam and get our budget approved. But let us know what you think would be cool to give away.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Housekeeping. You can find us at MR in the Morning on Twitter. That's Mr. in the Morning on Twitter. Meg and Ro in the Morning on Facebook and Instagram. You can watch this on Facebook and YouTube. You can find us on Spotify or anywhere you listen to podcasts. We are still working on getting Apple Podcasts. By the time you're listening to this episode, maybe we'll be on Apple Podcasts. Hopefully. Let us know what you started playing games on. What was your first game? What's your favorite game? And, have discussions with us. Share this with a friend if you enjoyed it. Share it with a friend if you didn't. And be like, wow, this podcast really sucked. Because you know what? All press is good press.
Oh, yeah.
Ro, what are your final thoughts?
Let's see who likes to argue in the comment section. Sony or Microsoft?
Nintendo. It's not even a contest, really. Okay, that was great.